They are a small platoon of rejects sent into battle by the organization. Though white chlorination syndrome encroaches on their bodies, they have returned home from a Legion-filled hell. Despite paying a heavy price, they have obtained a key piece of information. The researcher who was said to retain his intelligence while living with the disease does not exist. Once it is contracted, there is no way back. In a deep recess of the organization's base, the boy lies on the floor of a cage. His skin is white, frozen. He can no longer move. The disease has almost reached its end. How did things end up like this? After risking their lives for the mission, all that awaited them were endless tests in a cramped and filthy cage. Dimly, the boy hears a woman scream. He slowly turns his gaze outward. A four-limbed monster thrashes wildly. She used to be a girl with red hair. How did this happen? He hears more sounds, a door opening, boots on cold tile. The boy's commanding officer and subordinates have entered the room. He stares at the monster as it thrashes. "This experiment is a failure," he murmurs. "Kill it." There is a gunshot, and another, and another. Each time, the monster's screams shake the darkened room. By the time it falls silent, the boy's vision is bathed in red. Words of animosity choke from his whitened throat. "I hate you." Their mission had been a lie. The researcher had been a lie. The mission's true objective was to send the platoon into unexplored areas to see if they would catch white chlorination syndrome, at which point the organization could observe its progress. The red-headed girl had figured it out some time ago. After being taken off to one room or another, she'd gone a look at some files. The night she told him, a large moon had hung in the sky, just like the one he'd seen above the research facility. She quietly tapped on the ground as she spoke. "We're experiments. That's it. That's all." The boy did not believe her at first, but now he understands. They were just cogs in a great wheel of deception. "I have to thank you," says the commanding officer. He stares down at the boy with cold eyes. He goes on to explain that the appearance of the Legion had been a surprise. They thought the platoon would be wiped out, but when the boys saved them, the mission, the experiment, was able to continue. "Sadly," concludes the officer, "we have fewer samples than initially estimated." The boy does not know how long he has been here. As his body weakens, his hatred grows. It is an angry emotion. Red. "We just wanted to do our best." The officer tilts his head at the words. "What are you talking about, feeble kid? You did do your best. These experiments will serve our better personnel quite well indeed." The smiles of his companions flash through the boy's mind. They all dreamed of helping the organization, but now those dreams have been scattered to the winds. In that moment, something snaps deep inside the boy. The light in the room turns red. Sirens begin to wail, signaling a Legion attack. Screams echo throughout the base, followed by the wet sound of rotten fruit thrown against a wall. The commander and his men are baffled and afraid. things are moving far too fast for them to control. Suddenly, the door is torn from its hinges. White aberrations, Legion, tear chunks from fleeing researchers. Meat slips from bone like a glove leaving a hand. Blood, slaughter, death. A feeling settles in the boy's chest as he watches from his cage. It is not fear, nor is it despair. His small, dry laugh slowly grows louder. He guffaws madly as he writhes on the floor, laughing and laughing until he is covered in blood and vomit and bile. The feeling is delight. These people had ridiculed him and his comrades, called them rejects, toyed with their lives. And now, the bill has come due. At last, the Legion stands before the boy. Its aberrant hands tear open the cage with ease. But he is not afraid. Instead, he closes his eyes and patiently waits. And waits. And waits. But the end does not come. Instead, the Legion kneel before him and bow their heads, bowing before his bright red eyes. Kill them. Kill the enemies of our gods. Kill them all. Voiceless thoughts fill his head. When he hears this, he finally understands what he has become. Red Eye, a being who exists to control the Legion and end humanity. It is his presence that brought the Legion here. The boy, the Red Eye, slowly gets to his feet. The commanding officer huddles in the corner. He slowly strides over to him. "Please," cries the man. "No." He looks at the boy and the Legion behind him as he begs for his life. The man will do anything to live, including flattering the enemy of all humanity. "I always knew you were special. I knew it. And you could use that power for the organization. You're nothing like those rejects. Nothing." His platoon mates, his friends, were all dead. Yet even now, this man cannot help but trample upon their memories. This would have never happened if you didn't send us into that God-forsaken place. The Legion rips the officer to shreds. The boy grinds chunks of meat beneath his heel as he strides out into the corridor. Legion perch atop unidentifiable corpses, bowing to the boy as he passes. He takes them into his procession with a smile. When they find a living member of the organization, he kills them. It is revenge. Revenge for himself and his companions. Revenge for being named rejects. Revenge for being discarded. At last, silence descends over the base. There is no one left to slight the boy. This place belongs to the Legion now. The boy approaches a bowing Legion and gently runs his hand over its body. His crimson eyes turn to the window. The brilliant moon hangs in the clear night sky, shining over the bloody fortress as though in celebration.